Hi everybody, my name is Renee. I'm a real life scientist and today I'm going to show you how to make a cloud in a jar. Now this is a great experiment because it's really easy to do with things that you have in your house, but it is very important that if you are going to do this experiment, you have a responsible adult with you, and you'll see why in a few seconds. It's for safety reasons. So to do this experiment, we need a jar, we need matches, and we need some warm water. Not too hot, we don't want it to just be boiled, we want it to cool down a little bit first so it's nice and warm. And then you also want a bag of ice and just a tea towel or some oven mitts or something to hold your jar when it's warmed up. So the first step is to fill the jar to about 3/4 of the way full with your warm water. And the reason we are doing this is to make sure that the glass of the jar is nice and heated up. We want it to be nice and warm. So we just let that sit for a little bit, let the glass warm up, and then get your tea towel or your oven mitts, and you want to pour out most of the water. You just want a little bit left in the bottom. Got most of that out, and just, oh, it's probably a little bit too much. Pour a little bit more out. Just a little bit left in the bottom. The next step is to light your match, and we're going to hold the match over the top of the jar so that it warms up the air inside of the jar. So we've warmed up the glass and now we're warming up the air. So we hold it in there, drop it in, put the ice over the top of the jar so you can hold it there like that, and we should start to see some vapor forming. So we are making our very own cloud in a jar. Can you see that? It's really amazing. I love this experiment. So what is happening is the warm water is getting heated up, and it's heating up the inside of the jar, and the match has heated up the inside of the jar as well, and that hot air rises and it comes into contact with the cold air that's just under the ice. And when the warm air comes into contact with the cold air, the water that's inside the warm air condenses and it turns into water vapor, and it turns into this amazing cloud here. And this is a smaller version of what happens in the sky above us. So when we have water in our oceans and on our land, it gets heated up by the sun and it evaporates and it rises up into the sky and it comes into contact with the cold air that's in our atmosphere and it turns into a cloud. And those clouds are made of water vapor, and they'll stay up there in the sky, and they might get bigger and they might get heavier the more and more water molecules get added to them. And when they get really big and really heavy, sometimes they fall as rain, and sometimes it even forms a storm. And that's our cloud in the jar. So this is just a smaller version of what happens in the world around us. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Remember, if you are going to try this at home, make sure you have a responsible adult with you, and let me know how you go in the comments below. See you next time.